Hi guys, now we are coming to the second 7 rules. First we have discussed about the 7 rules. Now the rest 7 rules we will discuss. Rule 8. It describes the relationship between an act and the instrument with which it is performed. Whenever there is a situation that any action is being performed and that action is performed with some instrument, then we are going to use this rule. Here act is our action and these are the two here objects can be placed at these two different points. Like statement is John eat ice cream with a spoon. Ice cream is being eaten by John with the help of a spoon. So spoon is the instrument and John is the object. Here we have used this part, that is spoon do with John, that is spoon, with the help of a spoon John is eating. Here ingest is used. We have discussed that there are 11 parameters and one was the ingest. Ingest means when the real world object is taking something, then we are going to use the word ingest. Like ice cream, if John eat the ice cream, then he is ingesting the ice cream. So spoon do John and ice cream is being ingested by John. Rule 9. It describes the relationship between act and its physical source and destination. Whenever there is a real world action, this Rule 9 describes relationship between real world action and its physical source and destination. Physical source means who is performing this action, and destination on which thing this action is being performed. For example, John fertilized the field. Fertilizing the field is our action. Who is the physical source? John is the physical source. And what is our destination? Field. We are fertilizing the field. So for such type of statement, we are going to use the rule 9, in which PP, a real world object to another real world object, and action is being performed. Here from bag, field is being fertilizer. From bag to field, fertilizer is present in the bag. So from bag to field. P trans means transfer of some abstract relationship. From bag, the John is putting the fertilizer into the field. So P trans. P trans means physical transformation of abstract relationship. And John is the one who is performing this action. So for this rule, we are talking about only this part. That is, P bag is a real world object, field is another real world object, and P trans is a action that is a abstract relationship that is being transferred from one real world object. That is, from bag the fertilizers are transferred to the field. Rule 10. It represents live relationship between a PP and a state in which it started, in which it ends. This means, or you can also say, a real world object in which it started from a state and in which it ends. For example, plant grew. Suppose you brought a plant and the size of the plant was 10 centimeter, and after 1 month or after 2 months, the size of the plant from 10 centimeter grows to 1 meter. So it is a live relationship of a PP. Means our plant is PP is a real world object, and here our real world object is plant. It is a state in which it started and another in which it ended. So when you brought the plant, the size of the plant was 10 centimeter, and now the size of the plant is 1 meter. So it is a live relationship that it started in one state and now it ends in another state. For such type of a statement, we are going to use the rule 10, which states We have discussed that earlier we were using 2 arrows. Now for this type of situation we are going to use the 3 arrow symbol. PA is the real world object attribute. What our real world object is plant, and what are its attribute? That he is growing. So from one attribute to another attribute, that is from size x, that is 10 centimeter, to the size 1 meter. So we can write it with this: from size x, that is now 10 centimeter, and from size x greater than x, that is 1 meter, that plant grows. Coming to the rule 11, it describes relationship between one conceptualization and another that caused it. It means there is one main concept in the statement, and it shows the relationship between one conceptualization and another that caused it. There is a concept in main centralized concept in the statement, and we are going to have a relationship with the concept to the another one who is causing this conceptualization. Like Bob shot Bill shot Bob. Bill is one object and Bob is another object. Bill shot Bob. Bill, with the help of gun, has shot the Bob. For such type of situation, we are going to use our situation A, that is Bill, and situation B, that is our Bob, or you can say situation A object is Bill and situation B object is Bob. And here we are going to use a double symbol and then triple symbols. You can see here bullet. Bullet is being fired from gun to the Bob. Profile is the physical movement. With the help of physical movement, any action is being performed. And what is the action is being performed? This action is that now the health, that is, if Bob is being shorted, then Bob health will decrease or he will die. So from state 1 he will reach to another state, that is 0. So the health condition of the Bob is going to decrease, and this Bob health condition is decreased because Bill performed a physical action, that is, he shot the Bob. For such situations, we are going to use rule 11, that is relationship between conceptualization and another that caused it. Conceptualization was that a bullet has been fired, and who fired the bullet? Bill has fired the bullet. Rule 2. It describes relationship between conceptualization and the time at which the event is described occurred. Any concept is being seen, and now at which event this concept was seen. Example, John ran yesterday. Now concept is that John is running, but when John is running means you are describing the event. Event is that John ran yesterday, or you can say John ran on college annual sports day. So for such type of situation, we are going to use rule 12, that is relationship between conceptualization and the time at which event occurred. What was the time when this event is occurred? Like John run, that John is running, but when John has run, that yesterday. Or you can say I was playing cricket. When I was playing cricket, I was playing cricket yesterday. So for such type of situation, rule 12 is used. In rule 12, conceptualization relationship with time at which event occurred. In rule 11, conceptualization situation and who caused it. Here, at which event it occurred, means at the time which the event occurred. Rule 13, relationship between one conceptualization and another, that is time of the first. Time of the first means when that a concept is a conceptualization idea is there, and when you first saw that concept at the first time, then we are going to use the rule 13. Here This is the symbol of conceptual dependency that we are going to use. Double arrow, a downward direction and a double arrow. Example of this is, while going home I saw a frog. Now our conceptualization is that I am going to my home, but while going, at the time I am going to my home, I saw a frog. So one conceptualization and another the time of the first. Here when the event occurred means at the time when the event occurred, and here at the time of first means when you first saw the event. You were going to home and then you saw a frog. So you can write in conceptual dependencies as frog. Frog is being seen from eyes, and eye here is a person that or the object. So this object is returning from home. You saw a frog with eyes. M-trans means transfer of mental knowledge. So here what is our mental knowledge? That I am going to home but I have seen a frog. P-trans means transfer of physical, means with the eyes is also a physical body part. So with the eyes you are seeing a frog. So here P-trans is used. Rule 14, it describes relationship between conceptualization and the place at which it occurred. In rule 12 we have discussed about conceptualization and the time at which it occurred, and here in the rule 14 we are discussing that it is a relationship between conceptualization and the place at which it occurred. A concept is there and at which place this concept has occurred. For example, I heard a frog in the woods. I heard a sound of a frog. At where? Means here we are talking about a place, one particular place. Means here you have not talked about a place, that while going home I saw a frog in the street or in the lake. You have not mentioned about the place, but here you are mentioning the place. I heard a frog in the wood. So for such type of situation, we write in conceptual dependencies as PP, that is our real world object is transferring, and here can be another two objects. For example, you hear the sound of a frog. This is, you hear the sound of a frog. From where you heard? That is, wood is our object. That is, wood is a real world object. In woods, you heard the sound of a frog. So if you are hearing the sound of a frog, then here is a transfer of some mental information. Mental information means you heard the sound of a frog. So if you heard any sound, then how you will analyze that this sound belongs to which animal. Like you heard a sound, then that sound can belongs to a dog, cat or a frog. That is, here you are using your mental information that you have heard the sound, but this sound belongs to a frog because you are not seeing a frog. So whenever there is a situation when you are using your mental information to judge what this object or what this information is coming from, then M-trans is being used. So this was all 14 rules of conceptual dependency. Thank you.